Hi, my name is Joe Jackson. I'm a journalist, author, interviewer and broadcaster. And between the years 2000 and 2007, I did precisely 365 interviews that were defined to a great degree by the fact that I set out to track down people, and not always celebrities, who travelled through dark periods, endured, and in some cases had epiphanies. I wanted to pass on to readers stories that ultimately were inspirational and maybe even illuminating. Then in 2012, I put together in a book called At the End of a Storm is a Golden Sky a dozen of those interviews, plus a fragment of memoir I wrote called A Song from My Mother, which I secretly wanted to be a kind of eulogy I wanted her to read, rather than me be left saying all those things at her funeral. Now it's 2020, and the world is shadowed by COVID-19. And given that I've already made 2 podcasts in a series called From Darkness to Light, which were based on interviews from the book, I've now decided to retitle it by that name. What follows is another of its interviews, this one with Lorna Luft. When the article was published, its headline read, Looking for the Rainbow. And the strap read, As the daughter of Judy Garland and the sister of Liza Minnelli, Lorna Luft has a hard act to follow. She too has known drug addiction and divorce, but has come out singing and smiling. My father died addicted to the same kind of pills that hastened Judy's death, so I was particularly interested in talking with Lorna about the subject of drug abuse. By the way, if you want to read the original article, it is available at joejacksoninterviewer.com, and the book, From Darkness to Light, is available from Amazon. You mentioned earlier, you said when you became part of...
In the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, how heavily hooked on stuff were you?
I just went and just snorted Peru.
You went and what, sorry?
I just snorted Peru.
Okay.
I did a bunch of cocaine with everybody else.
All right. But why was there not, and this is the question I asked you as Judy's daughter, why wasn't Judy's ghost in your shoulder saying, don't go down this path, honey?
Because the disease of addiction is really deceptive. Because it will tell you things like, for instance, someone once said to me, and I say this in my book, could you be doing the same thing your mother did? And I said, oh, no. She had a problem. I only do it at night.
Oh, okay.
How stupid are you?
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, that's like Elvis saying, I only do prescription drugs.
Oh, that's a good one. I only do prescription. That's interesting. Yeah, and you sit there and you laugh.
Well, yeah.
Well, at AA meetings and all of that, you just sit there and you listen to fantastic stories, and we howl laughing at the utter insanity of what we have all told ourselves.
Okay, all right, okay.
And so...
But how long was that an issue in your life? Did it go on?
Not very long. Just a couple of years. Yeah.
Okay. But was it a learning curve too? I mean, we always look back and look on the negative side of it. Was there anything about it that you go, well, I saw...
I'm never going to say that I didn't have a good time.
Okay.
I had a blast.
Okay, all right.
Studio 54 was the best. I had more fun, and I had more... It was exciting. It was fun. And it, in a way, I know this is going to sound strange to you too, there was an innocence about it.
Okay.
Because, again, we weren't shooting up heroin, all right? Because that was a real bad street drug and all of that.
Yeah.
Cocaine was a social drug.
Okay.
And everyone and their brother from very, very high society to the bartenders were doing it.
Yeah.
Again, like my mother. Everybody there was doing it. There was no one was thinking about the dangers.
Sure.
Plus the fact it was the pre-AIDS.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right.
You didn't have to worry about that.
Oh, we didn't know about it till everybody started dying.
Yeah, and that all started kind of in New York, didn't it? The awareness.
Sure it did, because I've gone through 4 phone books of friends that are gone.
All right, okay. But did they start, was that part of the reason you woke up? Did you start checking your life at that point?
I basically got sick and tired of feeling sick and tired.
Oh, okay, all right. And did you go through the kind of rehab and cleaning up period that your mum hadn't been able to access?
No, I basically just stopped.
Okay.
I woke up one morning and said, this is crap.
Okay. But wasn't that easy?
Yeah. For me, I just
Because
stopped.
you now know that Ireland has become what maybe New York was then. There's a huge cocaine kind of social drug of choice now all over Ireland.
You know something? If they're going to do that now, Man, you are really stupid.
Okay.
You are. I mean, I'd love to sit and talk to kids about how stupid is this.
All right, okay. But the day you woke up, I mean, for those readers who are reading this and who do it every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, and they tell themselves, I only do it at night.
Yeah.
Was it as easy for you to say, I wake up, I'm feeling crap, that's it, I'm finished, and it's gone, and you
That's
stopped?
it. I stopped. It's like people who, I was lucky enough to not have the genetic makeup of being a real addict. I dabbled in it.
Okay.
All right?
Did you ever feel you were genetically inclined? Sorry?
I was able to say, I don't want to do this. Now, I know a lot of people who've done that. My husband did that with cigarettes.
Okay.
He woke up one morning and said, I don't want to smoke anymore.
All right.
And he stopped. Now, you want to talk about addictive? Smoking?
Yeah,
It's one of the most addictive things that is out there.
All right.
And there are people that just can't stop. And then there are people like my husband who just say, I don't want to do this anymore.
All right. But did you ever feel, the question I was going to ask is that as daughters of people who are addicted to pills or drink, feel I am genetically predisposed towards this?
Oh, when I finally went through the family program and all of that at Betty Ford, I finally had the education of realizing where I came from, it was all about, and it was a major weight off my shoulders. I realized that every single thing that I had done in my life, there was a reason for.
All right. So when did the Betty Ford Clinic come into it? So you didn't just clean up your act yourself, you went to Betty Ford?
I went to the Betty Ford family program because my sister was in Betty Ford.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, is that, excuse my ignorance, is that different than going to the rehab where you're cleaned
It's
out?
a rehab center.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ford Center is a rehab center.
Okay, so how long did you stay there?
But you have to understand, there's two sides to Betty Ford.
Okay.
One is the rehab for the person who has the addiction. The other is for the family. Okay?
Oh, I see. All right.
And
okay.
I was in the family program,
right,
which is a fantastic program called Al-Anon.
Okay.
And that's the program I have been in for 22 years.
Okay, since you gave up everything.
I gave up everything, but I had to find out why I did what I did.
Okay. And what did you find? What was it?
I found out that if you are the child of an addicted person, 99% of children do the same thing.
Okay.
They also gravitate towards the same people. 99% of children of alcoholics, and we call it alcoholism and drug abuse under the same umbrella because it's anything that alters your mood.
All right.
Okay?
All right, yeah.
99% of us marry alcoholics because that's what we know. We know only from where we come from. So once you have the education of being in that, we have now the education, the facilities, we also have the knowledge. So there are no excuses anymore. And I have very little tolerance for people who say, oh, I can't quit. No, you don't want to quit. The point being is that you have a choice, I have a choice today. My mom didn't have the choice, but there is a choice out there. And you want to be sober. You've got to want to be sober as much as you want to be stoned.
All right, okay. All right.
Hi, Joe Jackson here again. That was a fragment from my ebook, From Darkness to Light, which, as I say, is available from Amazon. And if you want to just read the original article, it's on my website, joejacksoninterviewer.com. I'd thank you for listening.